What is up, bros and broettes? It is your one and only Maximus Pump, aka Pump Skywalker. And there's been a lot of talk about beginner fitness and how to begin going to the gym because they don't want to deal with gym anxiety. So today's topic is how to overcome gym anxiety. And there are some answers you're gonna like and some answers you're not gonna like. The hard answer is basically you just gotta do it. Rip the band-aid off and just do it. It doesn't matter who's there. You just have to go. And I know that's kind of hard to just tell someone, just go when you're dealing with anxiety or judgment from other people. But that's just the easiest way to do it, is just rip the band-aid off and just do it. Zone everyone out, go to the gym, because you don't want to let someone else basically interfere with your progress or your goals or your passion. Don't let the judgment of others interfere with your goals. I mean, if you think of all the inventors or people that are rich, successful, and famous, if they listen to people and were just like, I don't want to do this because I'm feeling judged or they're going to make fun of me, then you wouldn't be watching them on YouTube. You wouldn't be watching them in the movie theaters. You wouldn't even know about them because they would suffer from that anxiety of coming out and being judged by others. So don't let someone else dictate your success. Everyone is destined for greatness. Everyone has something good about them. The only thing that's holding them back is themselves. All right, so you're holding yourself back for becoming great or exploring your goals and your passion, and you're letting the judgment of other people hold you back. So never let someone that you don't know hold you back from your goals, your passions, or your aspirations, because that is one thing you're always going to have to deal with. And if you're always considering the judgment of others, you're never going to succeed in growth with anything if you keep holding yourself back. So don't let the fear of the judgment of others dictate what you can and cannot do. You were destined for greatness. You just don't know it yet. And I know lots of people that they just give in to the anxiety of not going to the gym, or the anxiety of just not pursuing their passions or other goals, and they just don't end up doing it. And that is a waste. That is a waste of a life. That is a waste of something great that could have happened, that could have achieved. If you think about it, there's lots of people that could have achieved great things. We just don't know about it because they are considering the judgment of other people hurting their feelings or holding them back from pursuing their goals or passions. So don't let the judgment of others stop you from doing what you want to do. Just go and do it. But I do have a few options that may help you in your journey to overcoming gym anxiety. So I get gym anxiety as well, and I've been going to the gym well over 8, 9, 10 years now. I still get gym anxiety, and I get it mostly from going to a different gym because I'm used to my old gym, the gym that I used to train at when I first started going. When I want to go to a different gym, I get gym anxiety as well because there's new people, a new environment, more people to judge you, bigger jack dudes, stronger, bigger, faster, better looking people, and that's very uncomfortable for me to go out and try something new because I'm so comfortable with my home gym, where not my actual home gym, but like my gym that I go to, because I know the people there. I'm comfortable. We talk. There's like a little community there, so I'm comfortable there. But I do go to other gyms because they offer different equipment, a different environment, different types of people that you can make friends with or get along or network, and different styles of training that may benefit your goals. So usually the gyms I go to can differ from older adults to like high school and college and university students. What you want to focus on is picking a gym that's right for your environment, that's right for your demographic or close to. So if you're more of a mature person, you'll want to go to a gym with more mature people, older adults, or kind of like a laid back environment. If you don't want to get judged by a lot of people, I probably would avoid the younger crowd. So high school kids, college, university gyms, they're really overcrowded and they're really overpopulated over there. They're more likely to be more judgy than a quiet gym with just more mature people, older adults, single family type of gym environment. Next thing you want to do is you want to go to the gym that you think of going to, and then you want to take a tour around the gym so that way you can kind of get a feel of how the gym is. So go during a time that you would go to the gym and take a tour of that gym. So if you go to the gym around 5 or 6 or 3 p.m., schedule time to go to that gym and see what the environment is like. Is it crowded? Is there a lot of kids? Is it really populated by a lot of people that you don't think you'd necessarily get along with? What type of crowd is there? You know, there's different types of crowds at different types of gyms. The ones that you pay less at a gym are going to attract a certain amount of demographic. So kind of like a Planet Fitness, something like that is very affordable, but it's affordable for everyone. So then everyone can kind of come and go, as opposed to a gym that is a lot more expensive. That's kind of gonna separate most people because they can't afford that high expensive gym, or they just don't want to pay that much for a gym. So that's kind of gonna isolate some of the demographic out. So that's another thing to consider, is the type of gyms that you're gonna go to. Now, if you can't afford a high-end gym or something in the middle and you can only afford just your bare bones basic gym, or that gym's the closest to where you live, that's your only option. You're gonna have to just go there. But if you have other options, you can consider going to other gyms which would fit more of your style of training and your environment. Another thing to consider is the time. So I made a video on when is the best time to go to the gym, and I just break down the demographic of people that go to that gym at that certain time. So you want to avoid rush hour, which is typically 4:30 to 9, depending on the gym, because people work 9 to 5, 8 to 4, 7 to 3. So right after work, they'll go straight to the gym, and that's where it gets like really overpopulated and overcrowded, is when everyone just jumps in. And then there's like the high school kids that finish at 3:30, and then the university kids that finish around 4:30, depending on. So the time that you go to the gym is going to dictate the type of people are there. So if you go early in the morning, usually just people that want to get a quick workout in and then head to work. But it's usually really dead, really quiet as well. So you want to pick a time that you can fit in, but there's less people around. So morning from 6 a.m. to, I'd say 10 or 11, and then nighttime around 8, 9 p.m. onward would be totally dead. And I would focus on maybe going to the times that are most likely dead and kind of just getting comfortable with the environment there. So then you can kind of get used to making mistakes, and no one's really gonna watch you if no one's really there. So you can go there, work on certain machines. You can try certain machines and exercises and mess up, and no one's gonna know, or people are less likely gonna see you mess up. So that's another thing to consider, as well as the time, the type of gym. And if you don't want to get judged, the best thing to do is not stand out. So what I mean is, don't wear clothing that shows off your personality a little too much, you know? Like, you're fine with wearing whatever you want, anything that's comfortable at the gym, but you don't want to wear anything that says like, hey, look at me. So I would avoid bright colors, eccentric clothing, meaning like you don't want to show off a lot of skin. There was this one lady that she wanted a lot of attention by wearing like basically a sports bra, but she had basically showed off a lot of skin, a lot of tight, revealing clothing. And that just goes, and then a lot of people were looking at her, and some um, gym members complained because she was just showing off too much skin, and her boobs were just hanging out too as well. So I would probably just focus on your fashion. So if you blend in, no one's gonna notice. So that just means wearing neutral colors, black, white, oversized shirt, a hoodie, and basically just stay blended in. Then no one's gonna notice you at all because you'll just blend in with the crowd. Number two is smell. You wanna go to the gym with good hygiene. You don't want to smell bad. That's another thing that someone might consider judging you for, is just if your hygiene is really bad, then you'll be kind of known as the person that smells bad, and you don't want to be that person, right? So focus on hygiene, neutral colors, nothing that stands out. Have your headphones in, listen to music that you enjoy, and just like get in there and have your workout programmed into your phone so you know what you're doing, so you're not fumbling around. That's the best bet for you, is to just have a game plan when you go, so that way you're kind of just not moving around, fumbling around, looking around all the time. Then you'll blend right in. There's people that will just go straight to the gym, 45 minutes to an hour, and they'll get the workout done and they'll leave, and I won't even notice them until they leave, because they just blend in right away with everyone else. Another thing to consider is watching videos on how to do certain exercises from people that know how to do certain exercises on YouTube. So you kind of want to watch a video and kind of mimic what they're doing. And then when you go to the gym, try to watch the video of them doing it, or just imagine it in your head that this is how you do it. That way you're kind of prepared on doing that exercise. That way you're just kind of not just standing there and kind of just like looking around like dumbfounded, you know? Another thing to consider is getting a trainer if you can afford one. They're going to show you how to do certain exercises. They're going to introduce you to the gym. That way you can get comfortable with the gym environment, how things work, how to do certain exercises. That kind of can take away some gym anxiety as well. And then another thing to consider is just making friends with people at the gym, like not making friends with the workers at the gym. That way they're more friendly to you. You can kind of say hi when you walk in. That makes things a little bit more comfortable. That way it's comfortability by proximity. So the more you're closer to something or someone, it gets more comfortable. So if you're going there all the time, you're saying hi, you're being friendly, you're going to be more inclined to being comfortable in that certain type of community or environment. Even the biggest guys get gym anxiety as well, because they're going to a different gym where there's other bigger guys. And if you're very confident in yourself, that doesn't really matter. But if you're someone that is kind of just always trying to one up someone or trying to be the better person, you're going to run into some issues, because there's always going to be someone better than you, either looks, size, strength. So if you're a bigger guy, you're going to have a lot of competition, and that can give them gym anxiety as well. So they don't want to go to that gym because they don't want that competition, and they're comfortable with just staying at their own gym where they're comfortable being the biggest guy or the community there. So bigger guys get gym anxiety. People that have been going to the gym for 10 years and on get anxiety. So it's not just the beginners, but I do know when you're first starting off, it is very taxing, just dealing with the stress of people judging you and thinking and talking about you, or just like you don't want to be that person where they can make fun of you, So, and then another consideration is bringing a friend along. If you have a workout buddy, that makes things way easier. You can go to the gym, work out together, learn different exercises, and it's really very comfortable when you're with someone very familiar. You kind of just zone everything out, and it's just you guys are just having fun. That's another thing to consider, is just working with a friend until you feel comfortable going on your own. But definitely if you are someone that can go to the gym consistently, you'll actually blend in with the community at the gym because you'll be known as the person, I wouldn't say known as, but if you're someone that comes like at 5 p.m. all the time, then they'll know like, hey, that certain person comes at 5 p.m. I'm gonna wave and say hi because I come at 5 p.m. as well. So you kind of build a little gym community there where you actually don't have to talk to the person, but you kind of can just see them and be like, hey, you come here at 5 p.m. too as well. You can wave and then just go about your day and do your workout. But it's definitely it's like repetitions at the gym when you're doing exercises, like repetition, repetition, repetition. That's how you get better at things, by doing things over and over again. So that means going to the gym and being consistent, not just with the workouts, but just going to the gym and walking in and being consistent. You'll actually blend in with everyone else and build a community, and that makes things a lot more comfortable as well. So the last thing to consider is your ego. The thing that's holding you back is your ego. Thinking, oh, I'm gonna get made fun of. People are gonna make fun of me. They're gonna judge me. So me, 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 me. That's your ego talking. I trying to say this politely, but no one really gives an F who you are, to be quite honest. And that goes the same with me as well. No one cares about me when I walk into the gym. The thing is, people have their own problems, their own issues, things that they're dealing with, and they're there for their reasons, right? So they're not thinking of, oh, so-and-so's walking in, let's make fun of them. They're thinking, oh, I have this problem at work, I have problems with my friendships, I have problems with my relationship, I have problems at home, I need to go to the gym, I need to work off this stress. They're not thinking about people in the gym. So your ego is holding you back from the things you want to do, the things you want to pursue, your goals, your passions, your dreams. Your ego is giving you the anxiety that you think that everyone's going to judge you because you're like this very important person. So leave your ego at the door. No one really cares about you, and in a nice way, no one really cares about you. Okay, so they have their own problems to deal with. So that's a good thing though, because if no one really cares, you can go in and do whatever you want at the gym. Not anything, but you can go into the gym, do your workouts. No one's really going to care what's going to happen. If you mess up on this exercise, if you spill your water, no one's really going to care. Okay. So leave your ego at the door. Your ego is holding you back. And the thing is, I see people come into the gym all the time, different shapes, sizes, colors, whatever, and I don't really care. They're at the gym, they're doing their own thing. It's a public space. You're working out there. You're trying to better yourself. You're trying to get healthy, get stronger. You're paying for the gym membership, so you deserve to be there because you're paying. Like, you cannot not be there and pay, right? So if you're a paying member, you have access to the gym, you have access to everything else, just like everyone else. But yeah, guys, lose the ego. That's the only thing holding you back, is the ego. The ego is causing the anxiety and thinking like you're a very important person and everyone's going to judge you and make fun of you is something that you're kind of making up a story in your own head for no apparent reason, right? You can go to the gym or anywhere and just blend in with everyone and no one would notice, in a good way, right? In a good way, because you can just kind of do what you need to do and leave the gym without being noticed. And you know what? There are times where I do notice someone, and usually it's someone that's very overweight. But I don't really care. But I do notice that they are overweight and they're at the gym. But my mind doesn't go to, oh, that person's overweight, why are they at the gym? Well, think about it. Like, you're trying to better yourself, you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to get stronger. Like, it doesn't make sense for someone to make fun of you, to be like, why are they at the gym? Like, mother effer, I'm here because I'm trying to lose weight, I'm trying to get stronger, I'm trying to be healthier, right? So like, that's a kind of a dumb question to ask, like, why are they here? So when I see someone that's overweight or trying to get better at the gym, my mind instantly goes to, like, good on you. Like, you're at the gym, you're working out, you're putting in the work, you're progressing, you're not doing nothing, you're not at home, and you're not complaining, and you're not, making excuses. You're here. Like, I respect that. That's where my mind goes. It's like good for you. Like I don't see someone like, oh, why are you at the gym? Like you're overweight. Like it doesn't make sense. Like I'm overweight. I'm at the gym because I'm trying to lose weight. Like that's what you should be like thinking about, right? So I respect people that can get into the gym, and I've seen lots of people, a lot of overweight people. They come in the gym and they lose an insane amount of weight, and they look great after. And the thing is, no one's going to make fun of someone trying to better themselves, you know? Like it doesn't make sense. Like how do you make fun of someone trying to improve on themselves, trying to get fit, trying to get healthier, trying to get stronger? You know, you don't make fun of someone like that. You just can't. You just can't. One time I was at the gym, story time. One time I was at the gym and there was a guy in a wheelchair, and there was an access for people in wheelchairs, and it was just me and him. It was probably around midnight, so he obviously went because it was less busy, and he can access the gym and use the machines. He couldn't use his legs. He was pretty much disabled from the lower body down. So this guy had to like push himself onto all these machines and like do the workout, which was like huge respect for that guy. Because if I was in a wheelchair, I don't think I would even want to go to the gym. But he was there, he was putting in the work, he was trying to be active. So you can't hate on someone trying to better themselves and putting in the work, right? So yeah, I mean, guys, there's no other way to explain it, but you just gotta like rip off the band-aid and just do it. Because if you don't, yesterday you said tomorrow, so just do it. So if you keep procrastinating, I'll do it tomorrow, I don't want to get judged, that's gonna compound into days, months, and then years, and then 4 or 5 years have gone by, and you're like, I still don't want to go to the gym, and then then you're kind of like SOL at that point. It's been too long, but it's not. I'm just kidding. You can still start at any point, but you're just losing time, wasting time, caring about other people's opinions and judgments that are going to deter you from your passions, your goals, and your future prospects. So it's better to just that's the easiest way to explain it, is you just got to do it. Stop procrastinating, leave your ego at the door, and just get it done, because you owe it to yourself. Guys, you owe it to yourself to just get it done. You want to better yourself, you want a better future, you want to live healthier. You just got to do it not for anyone else, but for yourself. So remember that. Nobody cares if you are at the gym dancing, listening to loud music, but you will be judged if, not judged by them, judged by yourself if you don't go to the gym. So that's who you should be caring about, is the opinion of yourself. But yeah, guys, judgment kills. It does, but it's a lot worse to just fail and not try than to go and try and fail, So that's all I have to say, guys. This was a pretty long video, but it got me amped up. I mean, don't let the judgment of others deter you away from your goals and your passions. You just gotta do it. F the haters, ignore them. Follow the advice that I gave you if you want to be less judged. That way they can't really judge you on anything. I mean, you're not loud, you don't smell, your fashion is normal, and there's nothing to talk about. You're at the gym trying to better yourself, and that's that. So watch this video, finish it, and then go to the gym tomorrow. So that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.